Cristiano Ronaldo holds the record for the most goals for a country. The Portuguese superstar has scored 128 goals in 205 matches for his home side at the time of writing this. Many footballers always dream of scoring for their home nation, and others make it look easy. But to find the highest goal scorer in Africa, you need to go down to list at the 10th spot, where a man named Godfrey Chidalou is tied with Neymar with 79 goals to his name. Although he isn't a household name around the world, as the Zambian international spent his club career playing in the African country, he is regarded as his country's best ever footballer. He started his playing career in 1964, and although the stat keeping at the time was questionable, he had some insane stats, including a year where he allegedly scored 116 goals, beating Lionel Messi's 91 goals in a single calendar year in 2012. Although the Zambian FA tried their best to get the record as official, FIFA would come out and say that it was not possible to give him the record due to Zambia not keeping track of domestic competitions. Godfrey would play his final season in 1982 for the Kabwe Warriors. In his career, he would be named Zambia's Footballer of the Year on 5 separate occasions, as well as being the league's top scorer in 6 different seasons. But his days of football weren't over. After retirement, he would decide to take on a managerial role at his club, the Kabwe Warriors. His managerial career was only at this club, where he won a multitude of different trophies, including another Zambian First Division title in 1991. His managerial heroics and legend status had earned him enough prestige to finally move on and manage Zambia. When he got the job, the goal was clear: to qualify Zambia for World Cup 1994. Which would be the country's first ever appearance at the world's most prestigious tournament. Zambia would go on to win their group in the first round of qualifications, making it to the second stage of the qualifiers, a 3-team group with Morocco and Senegal, where finishing first place would guarantee qualification. Many Zambians had been very optimistic at this, because this was their first real chance to qualify, and they would be on the right track, but no one would expect the tragedy that would happen next. The 27th of April, 1993. The Zambian national team and staff, including 25 passengers and 5 crew members, would be scheduled to take a plane to head to Dakar, the capital city of Senegal, to play their World Cup qualifying match. Due to a low budget, the FA had to use military aircraft, and the flight would be scheduled to have 3 stops for refueling. Their first stop was in the Congo, where the pilot had noticed that there were a few engine problems. I guess they had deemed it to be not that severe, as they would take off once again and make it to their second stop in Gabon. But tragedy would strike, as just minutes into the departure of the second flight, the left engine would catch fire. The pilot, who had been working long hours, was fatigued and would switch off the right engine, which would have averted a crisis. However, the engine he would turn off would be the one that wasn't on fire, which is a grave mistake. Since their altitude was not high enough, the plane would start nosediving into the Atlantic Ocean and eventually crash. This would unfortunately mean that all 30 people on board would pass away. Godfrey and the rest of the team who had passed that day would be buried outside Independence Stadium, located in Lusaka, the capital of Zambia. Of course, this tragedy would shock Zambia. Mourning the death of 18 players and staff, their country's pride and joy would be ripped away from them. And although they had assembled a squad to play the rest of the qualifiers, they would finish second behind Morocco, 1 point behind them and 1 point away from their first ever World Cup. Godfrey would be immortalized in 2012, when his former club, the Kabwe Warriors, would rename the stadium to honor him, and the capital city Lusaka would rename a street in his honor. To this day, Zambia is still hurt by this tragedy, even dedicating their 2012 AFCON win to the side, winning it in Gabon, where the tragedy had happened many years earlier. May these heroes rest in peace. Thank you all for watching this video. I know that this one is darker than a lot of my usual videos, but I wanted to pay my respects and share a story with you guys. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more footballing videos like this one.